Let's turn it over to Antoine. Antoine can kind of give you guys a breakdown of what we got going on for the event. Maybe he could touch on some of the changes as far as the VIP stuff goes, if he feels comfortable doing it, and all that crap. So, yeah, go ahead, Antoine.
So just breaking down the card, just like first of all, 5 title fights, man. So that's already insane, and it's been a roller coaster trying to keep a lot of these title fights together because the amateur MMA is always something going on in somebody's life, whether it's like a legit injury or something happened with like a family member, or you know what I mean. So it was always just crazy. So we tried a middleweight tournament the last event, and that thing just kind of fell apart. But we did end up keeping Pedro Trujillo on there. Ended up getting him the fight there. I mean, Tinsworth, who also has 8 fights under his belt. So, and those guys have a history behind each other. They trained before in Bakersfield, both out of the same city. So, 2 guys who know each other really well. It's going to be a banger of a fight, So, I'm really excited about that one. We got a newcomer this year, Kyle Mask out of Madeira. He's a 3-0 like heavyweight guy. He's fighting Kaleo Lapaga. I think he's like 2-2. He has 4 fights versus 3 fights. And those 2 are some bangers, some heavy hitters. There's gonna be some like slobber knocker of a big guy fights too. So I'm excited about that one. I don't think that was gonna go the distance. So you guys are watching this, don't blink for that fight. Who else we got? For featherweight, Josh Simpson and Raul Valdovinos, 3-0 versus 5-3. Simpson got a little bit more of experience on him, but went him up from featherweight because like he fought bantamweight a couple times and kind of sometimes was off a pound or two. So we finally got up to 145, and he's going to do the damn thing there. So I'm excited about those guys. Who else we got? For the CAMO 125, and for the promotion title, Javi Torres and Robert Lopez 5-1 versus I believe Robert is 4-0. So those guys are real close to going pro. So I'm excited to see what these guys do, kind of almost like during the twilight of their amateur career. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to see these guys in the near future, like on a Uriah Favorite A1 show or any other regional show like that. So it's a good chance to see these 125ers actually, and to have some more approved 125ers coming up in the near future. So that's what I'm cool about. And then the main event, we got Isaiah Munoz and Gabriel Reyes for the 135 belt. And those guys always bring it. So I'm excited. So there were a lot of changes. So just to round this up, there's a lot of changes in this card, but I'm excited about what we have right now because all these guys that I just named off always do what they got to do, always show up on time to fight, always bring it, always put on a good show. So there's not going to be one boring fight in any of those title fights. So I'm really excited about that, and I think you guys should as well.
That's awesome, man. 559 Fights number 100, September the 16th, Visalia Convention Center. Now, 559 Fights has been at the Rawhide the past 3 shows, right, Jeremy?
Yes.
So now
this will be our first fight back at the convention center.
Back at the convention center, yeah. So this is going to be the perfect segue for the next question because we're talking about 559 Fights 100 and beyond. And I just saw a recent breaking news about 559 Fights and A1 Combat doing back-to-back shows in December. Want to give a little info on that?
Yeah, I think something that I've always tried to pride 559 Fights on is that we want to get these athletes prepared and get them on to the next level. So I've had a lot of strategic partnerships over the years, whether it was with RFA, LFA, Fury, Combate, all the shows that come in here, Tachi Palace fights, all the shows that have been in the area, to make sure that our athletes are landing in good places and they're being treated the way that they need to be treated. Whether that's me managing guys or just giving advice, whether that's helping guys with some medicals, helping guys through different issues and trials through the way. A1, Tom Anderson, has been a great partner for us this year. We've really grown mutually, advertising each other's events, him signing some of our athletes and working with the athletes that have been for 559 Fights. And we're just kind of looking for more creative ways to continue to grow and develop mixed martial arts in the Valley. A lot of people thought like, doing a pro-am together would be cool. But, I just thought having 2 shows on 2 separate nights, could really help us still have a great night of amateur fights and have enough pro fights, so that we could do 10, 11, 12 pro fights where the night is not too long. And, the one thing that I don't like about our sport is a lot of times these events that get put on, in order for the promotion to make money, they got to make it a freaking 8-hour event. You know what I mean? And it can become frustrating at times for the fans, to try to sit through that much MMA, or if Joey is trying to give away something in the cage into a dance
Dance
competition or
contest.
something, you know what I mean? Sitting there through some guys fiddling or whatever the case may be, a concert, the attention span gets lost, you know what I mean? So really trying to cap the events at that 3-hour mark, you know what I mean, is something that I think is crucial for our sport. And I wanted to give that experience to people in a 2-night event where they don't have to sit there for 8 or 9 straight hours. They can just come on consecutive nights, and doing it on a weekend where everyone's going to be in town for the holidays, you know what I'm saying? And these guys can really kind of put forth a great show. And A1 does a really, really good job of supporting local MMA, and it's a partner that I really like working with.
So one of the questions that I really wanted to hit on this podcast, because it's 559 Fights 100, is 100 and beyond. So like, obviously you talked about just this year, that partnership with A1, but where do you see the next 100 shows? Like, will it always just be amateur MMA, and then obviously the mixing in, the jiu-jitsu tournaments? Or are we going to do more? Is there some things that are that you're thinking in your mind right now?
I'm always trying to be creative, and I'm always open to other people's suggestions. We did do a lot of grappling these last 2 years on our events. We're gonna stop doing grappling for a couple shows and kind of revamp that a little bit, see what kind of direction we want to go in as far as the grappling. So after the 100, you might not see grappling in November and December. We have dabbled in and talked about doing some Muay Thai during our shows. But I think for me, like, I want to keep 559 Fights super authentic, you know what I mean, and at its roots. We're an amateur MMA promotion that really focuses on teaching these guys how to get to the next level and what they need to do at the next level. So at our core, 559 Fights is going to stay 559 Fights, if that makes sense. I think you will see, like we're doing with this December event, a 2-night event with A1 Combat, you will see some other strategies like that in 2024 and moving beyond. But I think at the heart and soul of things is we're going to do what we do well, and that is put on one of the best amateur MMA promotions in the country. We're going to provide an area for guys to have great opportunities, and we're going to provide the best teaching and learning for these athletes, because I think that's what other promotions don't do. Is I don't think other promotions are trying to teach these guys what it takes to get to the next level, and the things that they're going to have to do outside of the cage that are going to make them make their names get chosen when it comes time for the professional ranks, and things that are going to help them not be just used as a fighter and someone that's going to be made money off of and things like that. So the guys that are coming through our system, I want them to know, hey, if you really want to have a career in MMA, I will help you get to the next level. I will do anything that it takes, and I will use all my resources to help you get to the next level and beyond, whether that be signing with the agency, whether that be helping by giving advice, all those other things that we've touched on before. So yes, what do you see?
That's the thing. Like what you're saying, Jeremy, is it's not a sales pitch. Like you're not just a promoter that's selling that. Like, oh, I'll help you get into the UFC. You're doing it. Like you're actually doing it right now. Like no other promotion has, someone that is a managing partner of an agency that has hundreds of UFC fighters on their roster. So it's like you're doing it. This isn't a sales pitch,
Yeah, it's not a sales pitch, you know what I mean? And I think guys get lost in the hey, I'm 2-2 and I feel like I should fight for a title, and some random show gives them an opportunity to fight for a title at 2-2 or 0-5 or whatever the case may be. Those are just carrots that promoters use to get you to do what they want you to do. You know what I mean? They get lost on that short term of hey, this promoter is going to give me $500 in travel money, even though I'm only traveling 50 miles, you know what I mean? Or this promoter is going to offer these things, but they're not offering things to people that are going to substantially help them down the line and with their career. And that's what I want to offer people is, hey, I might not offer you the title fight that you think you deserve, or I may not pay you money that you shouldn't be getting paid anyways, and or I may not be giving you a special secret sponsorship or a fight of the night trophy, you know what I mean? Things like that. But I am going to do is if you're really serious about being a mixed martial artist and getting to the next level, I'm going to provide you with all the tools possible so that you can actually have a long and lucrative MMA career.
I love it. I love it. Again, 559 Fights number 100 happening September the 16th. You don't want to miss it, folks. Like I said, Facebook, Instagram, all the information is there. And obviously 559fights.com. I wanted to leave this final spot just for thoughts, moving forward, just final comments. I'm going to give it to Mott's first. Final comments as we celebrate 559 Fights 100.
I was just, from that first meeting that we had, back at your office to basically putting that show together with no money in our pocket whatsoever. Like we just had to go out and, we found a cage. Like it was absolutely insane. Just all of the characters, like I said, fighters, venues, just like, cops with tasers, like, there's just, I could go on and on about all of that, but it was definitely a fun ride. Props to everything that you've continued, Jeremy. You built it up. And I look forward to seeing what's going to happen September 16th. I'll be in attendance to check that out.
Jeremy.
Yeah, I'm just super excited and blessed, you know what I mean, to be able to still give back to the community, and by community I also mean the community of mixed martial artists and gyms and coaches. There's not enough time to say all the thank yous that I would want to be able to say to people and all the different people that have touched 559 Fights over the years, touched me personally, fought for us, contributed in some way, whether it was $1, whether it was an hour of work, whether it was, coaching a kid, mentoring somebody. There's been thousands of people that have kind of touched the 559 Fights brand and made it what it is today. So there's not enough thank yous to go out, but I will say that we're just going to keep trucking. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep doing what we set out to do from show one, and that was really kind of try to create and better athletes that can go on to the next level and compete at Tachi, you know what I mean, and compete at all these shows locally around the area and throughout the state and beyond, and get to the UFC. I mean, it's something to be said that a fighter fought on 559 Fights went on and fought in the UFC. You know what I mean? And we continue to see that to this day. And not only that, you've seen guys that have coached at the highest level come to our shows. You've seen managers that have managed at the highest level be in attendance at our show. You've seen fighters that have fought at the highest level continue to come through this platform. So for me, it's just being able to continue to grow the community and offer as many services as we can to these people. You know what I mean? And now with that, having a team that really counts on us to be able to provide a living for themselves. You know what I mean? Some of these team members really count on that check, every month. And now we're not only being able to create opportunities for athletes, but create jobs and be able to provide services to people. So that's really what it's all about for me.
Love it. Antoine.
The mission's always been the same, man. Putting on a good show in Grand Valley MMA. We'll be doing that with show 100 and beyond.
Exactly. We'll be doing this again at 559 Fights 200. We'll like I started the podcast with. That'll be the next time we'll all be together on this podcast. Mm-hmm. No, but I want to leave my final thoughts and I just want to say, I've had probably the best times of my life, working with Mats and Jeremy and Antoine. Obviously, we got a little bit of time to work together, but I would always see you at the show. So, even if we weren't in the trenches as far as the event planning and all that stuff, we would always talk at the shows, and you were always great to us with your fighters and all that stuff. And you were always putting in the extra work even at that time. So, but again, I had some of the best moments of my life working with you guys. And I was crazy. I was immature. I was unorganized at times, and I'm just excited for this new journey. Working with Jeremy and Antoine, and I'm excited for what's to come with this new outlook, of 559 Fights, and the new road of where we're headed. So again, I want to thank you guys for your time. I know everybody's got busy schedules to be here. I just wanted to use this time so people would understand that 559 Fights wasn't just started magically. There was a journey that started this all the way to 100, and there's a lot of people that don't know, like, this wasn't like a rich thing for us. Like this, we weren't like just walking out, every show making a bunch of money and stuff like that. I think there's that perception, right, of like, oh, you're the fight promoter, you're making all the money, and this is that. No, this was like, day before, 10 hours before, trying to find money to pay for services, or trying to find money to pay for an ambulance, or trying to find money to pay for the venue, or last second, like, Jeremy, I found the money, I got the $100. Like, this was a struggle. Like, it was not easy.
And it's still a struggle today.
Yeah.
So you want to be a fight promoter, huh?
No, 559 Fights 100, September 16th, Visalia Convention Center, folks. Get your tickets. I think, Jeremy, VIP table sold out, right?
Yeah, VIP tables are sold out. Row A tickets are sold out. I have like 5 row B tickets left. You're gonna have to. Everyone else is gonna have to pack in like sardines, general admission. But it's gonna be a show. Everyone's gonna love it. You know what I mean? We have great sponsors and great people that are worked around us. There's been a few local sponsors that have been with us from the beginning. Obviously, Bueno Beverage. Really big shout out to Derek and those guys have always taken good care of us and made us what we are today. You know what I mean?
Perfect segue. Bueno Beverage, first sponsorship. Manny Mendoza believed in us, gave us a 3-year deal, like literally off the freaking first meeting. Like, so Derek, man, Bueno Beverage, man.
Yeah, and another one I can think of, you know what I mean? It's been a great partnership, and I know that I don't talk to them much, and we don't see each other a lot like we used to, but Damon Miller over at Chicken Shack, you know what I mean, yeah, been with us in some form or capacity since the early years, you know what I mean, and we got great sponsorships now. With the new companies that we're working with, La Raza, you know what I mean, Token Farms. There's so many great companies out there helping us now, but those are some of the OG companies that were with us in the very, very beginning. And I just want to make sure that I mention those guys.
And Jeremy, you kind of touched on it really quick in your speech, but like anybody that has like helped us, whether it was financially, whether it was moving a table, moving a chair, like, whether it was just picking up some flyers and putting them up at events or selling tickets or whatever, like whoever has helped with 559 Fights, like, I just want to say thank you, because I mean, like I said, we wouldn't be here without those people. Even though they're not with us every day or whatever, they still had something to do. And if you're out there listening, like, you had something to do with 559 Fights 100. So
yeah, and I tell people all the time that reach out and sponsor or buy a VIP table, and I don't think they really understand or grasp the concept sometimes, but virtually every single one of those dollars goes back to the fighters in some shape or form. Whether it's us providing gloves and shin guards for them so they don't have to purchase them, whether it's us providing a hotel room or gas money or paying for a license or paying for medicals. All the money that has come into this program through these sponsorships and through these ticket sales and all those things goes right back into these fighters' pockets in some shape or form, so that it could help them and give them more opportunities. We want to be a organization that is giving back to these guys, and you know, just these companies that have come in and helped us with the sponsorships and endorsements and, you know, donations and all those types of things, or buying a VIP table, have really helped us and really made us grow.
And shout out to all the production crew too, like the lighting guys, video guys, photographers. I mean, any type, cage crew members that we've had over the years.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Antoine wants to make sure we shout out the ring girls.
Hey man,
all right, guys. September 16th, be there by Cellular Convention Center, 559 Fights number 100. Mott's, Jeremy, Antoine. Thank you guys. And see you September 16th.
All right. See you, fellas.